ISIS. And on that front, I want to read to you a assessment from the Pentagon in 2014 describing Iran's fundamentally military doctrine. And now I want to get your response. It says this, quote, Iran's military doctrine is defensive. It is designed to deter an attack, survive an initial strike, retaliate against an aggressor, and force a diplomatic solution to hostilities while avoiding any concessions that challenge its core interests, unquote. That's the Pentagon in 2014. I'm wondering if you agree with that, and if you do, what then do you think accounts for the gulf between how Iran is perceived even internally by the Pentagon and how U.S. officials, whether they're in the Pentagon or in the White House, and also even in the Democratic opposition, how they talk about Iran publicly?
I have to answer you with this, Adam, or Aaron, I'm sorry. Too many interviews today. In September of 2015, in the Roosevelt Room just outside the Oval Office, Major General Paul Eaton and I sat across from President Obama and Secretary John Kerry. We were there ostensibly to be thanked by the President for the work we'd done on the JCPOA, the nuclear agreement with Iran. The President was supposed to spend at most 10 or 15 minutes with us. He wound up spending about 35, 40 minutes with us, and he started off his conversation that was spellbinding with these words: there's a bias in this town toward war. I almost fell off my chair because that's what I've been teaching for 15 years. And I was sitting in front of a president who was admitting it to me. But the disquieting thing about his subsequent remarks was that he was hinting that he did not know what to do about it after 7 years in office. That's what we're facing right now. We have not been at war for 20 years because we needed to be. We've been at war for 20 years because the national security state we have created since World War II, and particularly since 9/11, its raison d'etre, its reason for being, is war and more war. From the military-industrial complex to all the sinews of this country that make endless billions of dollars from these wars, the influence is palpable. You see it when you go into the Senate. You see it when you go into the House of Representatives. You know these people are getting money from Lockheed Martin. You know they're getting money from ExxonMobil into their PACs, maybe into their personal pockets. You know they're getting money from Mohammed bin Salman and his minions. You know that Bibi Netanyahu knows all of this, and he knows he's talked about the kind of control he has over the United States Congress. So that's what jumped up and grabbed Trump when he made the decision, the on-the-spot decision to take the most harsh option the military was giving him, which was killing Soleimani. It surprised the military. Aaron, the military wasn't even ready to take the measures in the region that it needed to take after the strike because it didn't think the president would pick that option. He picked that option because the alligator jumped out of the swamp that Trump promised to drain, called war, and grabbed the president by the throat. This president does not want a war with Iran, but he just might get one because that alligator's got him in a like hold.
Colonel Lawrence Wilkerson, the former Chief of Staff to Secretary of State Colin Powell, currently a distinguished professor at the College of William & Mary. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, Aaron.